Howdy folks, this is Untitled here, and we already have a build update because I'm at a pivotal point in the build of the Lego grand piano, and the cat is camera shy, so she's going to leave. I thought she'd stay, but there she goes. So I'm going to show you a few things about the build so far, and with the app, because it's already telling me to make sure you test the app and make sure that this row, oh she's going to bite me, this is where the hammer jacks are going to go, and it wants to make sure it works before you conceal it and you can't fix anything. So we're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to do a little brief building together showing you how I'm doing this, because it's very, very different than the Porsche and the other kits have been so far. Very different way of building this, and we're going to talk about all of that. So first of all, before we even demonstrate the app, this build, putting the pieces together is very simple. In fact, it's just as simple as one of the small toy type models that you would have for a kid. The putting the pieces together is not difficult. It's just there are nearly 3,000 of them to put together, and it's a patience game. But the tricky thing though is this model is really flimsy as you put it together. So like the Porsche I mentioned, it was very sturdy. You could drop it, nothing's going to come apart. This is the opposite. It's very flimsy. In fact, I put the soundboard on before I started the video because I didn't want things to fall apart. But you can see like the side of the piano flexes. You may not be able to see that, but the piano flexes there. This bottom piece, which on a grand piano it's not quite this thick in real life, but this bottom piece was really flimsy, and these pieces would come apart as I was building. So you had to be very, very careful. And like I said, that's why I put the top, the soundboard on before I demonstrated, or this will fall apart in my hands. So while putting the pieces together is easy, and following the instructions is actually the easiest kit I've ever followed instructions for, the difficulty comes in the patience you need to do this and how flimsy this is as you're putting it together. You got to be really, really careful. So what are we looking at here? First of all, the front of the piano would be facing you. This would be the left side then of the piano so far. The top is the soundboard, and then the bottom of the piano. And then these are not the hammer jacks. Let me refocus here. These would be the damper lifters. So the dampers are going to go up here, because remember this is a grand piano, not an upright. So your dampers are going to sit on here, and these will lift each of the dampers. That's why they stop, right? Because on a real piano, the top register doesn't have dampers, right? Like on a real piano. And then here, your action will slide into here. The hammer jacks, or shanks probably, will hit this here. Is that focusing? There we go. And it will then lift everything as a unit, right? Dampers will lift, hammers will lift, all as a unit. The only hard part was just making sure the orientation of all these pieces were correct and accurate. Otherwise, it hasn't been too bad of a build, just patience, which is fine. I have plenty of patience. So it's been a lot of fun, just very, very careful so you don't have parts of it fall apart as you're building it, which I've never experienced in a Lego kit before. Usually everything is so solid that you don't have to worry about that. So we're going to quickly demonstrate with the app because the instructions tell you to, and then we'll build together a little bit. So let's see. First of all, we need to put this down. And I need to take on my own phone because the app is on there. There's my musical phone case I've been wanting to show everybody, but I couldn't because I usually record with this. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to show you because there might be personal things. So there's the Lego Power Up app, and there you go. I already have the app loaded because I was testing it earlier, and then these are all the different sets that use this app. But the first one is a grand piano. So let me get that in focus. There you go. Hit the grand piano. And then I'm already figuring out how this works. So first of all, we have to push the Bluetooth button on the side of the piano itself, and I'm running out of hands and avoiding a microphone. You push the Bluetooth button, it should turn on, and it should automatically connect. There you go. And then you can either play the piano, which we're not ready to do yet, or you can listen. And this is also going to serve as our copyright test because I want to quick talk about this too. So there's a bunch of songs in here, right? Like Bach and things. And even though Bach's music himself is not copyright, any recording is copyright owned by whoever made the recording. All right, so I can't just go through and play all this music on here because we could have a copyright strike. Now, the person who designed this, the non-Lego person who designed this, wrote his own piece, which is actually on the last Lego piece he put on, and it's in this app. So I'm going to use that to demonstrate. If you hear music, that means we're good to go. If you hear nothing, that means I got a copyright strike and I had to take it out. So you go to listen, and his piece is called, can you even see that on there? It's not autofocusing. Play Day. We're going to hit that. I'm going to turn up my volume because I keep my volume off. Whoa, it's loud. And then it should, sorry, you have to hit, can't see it on there, you have to hit play. There we go. That's probably really loud on my microphone. So it's playing through the phone, which eventually will go on the music stand like this. Oh, that's not focusing. There we go. And then what's happening is you're testing it out and everything's moving. And so what's going to happen is I was a little optimistic. I thought that the correct pieces, let me turn this down because I'm sure my microphone is sensitive and picking it up. I thought, I was really optimistic, I thought the correct notes are going to go up and down, but that's not even possible. So what's going to happen is you can tell by the colors, red, white, and blue, that is how the keys are going to go up and down. So no matter what piece you play, it's going to go up and down based on that. But you know what? It's already more than you could ever ask for from a Lego kit, especially something like this. So that's how that's going to work. And it's working because it's spinning. There's nothing binding. It's super smooth. Right? Just listening to it here. Now the piece ended. I don't know if it starts over or not. There you go. And it started over, and it's all synced up, right? See how it stopped and started with the music? Oh, it's going right to Bach. Okay. Well, hopefully we're not getting copyright strike on this. So let me stop that before it does, and see how it stopped instantly. So even though it's Bluetooth, there's no latency or anything like that. So that's how that's going to work. There will be a full demonstration, again, like I said, once this is completely done, probably on my piano channel. Maybe I'll make different videos so I can put them on both without getting alerts about copying videos of myself. Anyway, so I'm going to do a quick edit here, switch to my other phone to record, and then we're going to do a couple steps together. And I'll show you how I've been doing this, because it's very, very different than all the other Lego builds I've done on this channel. So just give me a minute. For you, it's going to be no time at all, just an edit, and we'll continue. Alright, so here we are ready to do some building together. First of all, I need to show you how to turn this Bluetooth thing off. It'll stay on. My understanding, after testing it, is the Bluetooth will stay on until the batteries run out, unless you turn it off. So to turn it off, you have to hold it for like 10 seconds or so, which the instructions don't tell you. I had to figure this out myself. And there you go, turns off and blinks one time. Or double blinks super fast. So that's that. And yes, I'm holding my breath because I don't have my pop filter right now. So I'm trying to avoid talking into the microphone too much. And it really screws up my breathing, but that's okay. You're all used to it by now. So how have I been doing this? Well, first of all, here's our big box of supplies. I put all the bags in numerical order. So I've finished 1, 2, 3, 4. So this goes 5 through 9, 10 through whatever, then up to 21. And then over here in this other random bin, I have just weird stuff that's unnumbered, like what would be the strings, I guess, and a few other things. But that'll come later. And I have a bunch of lids, which I'm going to get rid of soon. I don't need to hang on to them right now. So, next thing, oh yeah, and I've been saving my bag of extra parts. I know everybody's curious about the extra parts. So I've been collecting those. So let's move that aside, and I bring this big box with me around the house where I'm going to build. So we are going to, I was too eager to put away my empty bin. I actually need it back out. And no, the camera's not auto-focusing. It's driving me crazy, and I smashed my microphone. And I'm sure that's going to be hard to edit the sound because of making all that noise, but bear with me here. I don't have a studio set up for this stuff because this isn't my normal bag of tricks. All right, so I've been having this empty bin. I'll take the next bag, which for here is just 5. Some of the steps is like 1, 2, 3, something like that. So we're going to take just bag 5. I'm going to empty it into here, but I have to do something weird with the sound and editing so it doesn't peak my microphone. So just give me a second here. There's bag 5. Make sure there's nothing left in the bag because I almost threw away a bag and noticed I had a piece in there. And while there are a few extra pieces, you can't rely on it. there's the big 5. Put this back in my big box. And we can start building. All right, let me lock this focus because no, not me if it stays like that. Alrighty, so, oh, by the way, I finally figured out what this music is going across. Every so many pages you'll see this music, which I can't find another example, but there's some on the bottom sometimes. And that is the Playday, the piece that the non-employee, the fan designer, wrote that we just heard in my demonstration. That's this, written out. Of course, this is, just the melody voice when there's a bunch more going on in the music. Alrighty, so what are we going to do? Let's see, I know these aren't the most exciting videos because you can't see it all, but people like watching them and I don't mind making them. So we're just going to, like usual, take the pieces you see up on top here, try to point to them and then go put them down there. We'll just do 2 or 3 steps together and then we'll be on our way. But people like to see this stuff. I just want to show you how this is different. I've told you it's different because the steps are easier to follow than the other kits. There's fewer things to do per step. So instead of putting like 20 pieces on per step, you put like 2 pieces on per step. But you got to be careful because it's flimsy. So, alrighty, let me get my 4 pieces out here. Alright, it isn't editing great, so that took me a while, but I got it all figured out. So we're going to put a piece. We got to flip this around, I guess. Oh boy, it's hard to hold up. I've been doing this at a table. We're going to put a piece in here. And there's the cat for entertainment. And another piece in here. And it stops, which is good because sometimes they don't stop and you have to be very careful. Then we're going to go 3rd one in there. And 3rd one in there. And double check my work since I'm doing this at a weird angle. And we look good. So let's do the next step. Again, I'm showing you this so you can see how quick and fast these steps go by. Of course, they go more quickly when I'm sitting at a table and not leaning around a microphone. But we'll do one more together because my cat wants some attention. And then we'll be on our way. Let me gather these parts because it's going to be noisy. Alright, what you didn't see was me digging in the box. It does take a little... I'm not going to empty the bags and then sort the Lego pieces. I guess I could, but that would take way too much unnecessary time. I don't mind digging through the box. It's a fun sound. So, oops, I'm building all this. Can't even see what I'm doing because I'm doing it off to the side. I'm putting all these pieces together. I'm sure you can't see in the focus at all. You get the idea. Again, one more time. The point of doing it, showing you this, is just how different it is. And there we go. So, just a quick summary here of what I'm talking about in case you're skipping around, which I don't blame you. But, again, putting the pieces together, easier than I expected. Following the instructions and the steps is incredibly easy. It's just a lot of time and patience and wanting to do something like this. This is a big kit. And like with the Technic stuff, you see the gears coming together and you see all these components coming together. You do this in the piano too, but if you didn't know anything about pianos, you would have no idea how amazing this is, what you're looking at right now. But since I'm always in my own piano, messing with it, I know exactly what each piece represents. And you can actually see how like each of these jacks here, well, they're like damper rods, but there's like 20 pieces per each one of these. 1, 2, 3, yeah, well, maybe there's like 8 pieces per each one of these, plus all this. So again, extremely rewarding. Hard to get that across on camera, but if this is something you're interested in doing, just go for it, of course. Don't even question it. So anyway, I want to get this piece in later because I can't reach it from here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I may or may not have more build progress videos in between. For sure there'll be a final video, though, where we do the last 5 or 6 steps together for sure. Probably a quick demonstration on this channel, and then I'll promote my other channel with a full demonstration, but that's in the future, and I'll see you next time.